President Trump back in Washington today, but as he returned from Scotland, he shared more about his connection with the late convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. And join us now is Washington correspondent Alice Barr. And Alice, this started as the president held a press gaggle on board the Air Force One. Talk to us about what he accused Epstein of doing.
Yeah, this is a new story, essentially, that we're hearing about the rift between President Trump and his one-time friend, Jeffrey Epstein. He has said many times that they had not been in contact for some 20 years before Epstein died in jail. And the president was asked about some recent comments he'd made about the fallout. The White House has repeatedly said that the president kicked Epstein out of Mar-a-Lago for, quote, being a creep. When Epstein died in prison again, the two had not spoken in 15 to 20 years. In Scotland, President Trump said that he had kicked Epstein out for actually stealing Mar-a-Lago employees. So that was the new sort of concept introduced. And on the flight home, he gave more details, saying that one of the people, in fact, that was stolen by Epstein was Virginia Jeffrey, and she is someone who was a prominent Epstein accuser. She actually died by suicide earlier this year, but she did evidently work in the spa at Mar-a-Lago, and President Trump said that she was one of the people that Epstein stole away, hired away, and that was something the president really did not like. And he said he told Epstein not to do it. He did it again, and then he kicked him out of the club and called him persona non grata for a dispute over employees, apparently.
I see. Okay, on to former Epstein associate Ghislaine Maxwell. She had agreed to testify before Congress, but there's a catch to this, right?
Yeah, so Maxwell has been subpoenaed to testify by the House Oversight Committee on August 11th. Her attorneys have requested that she be granted immunity, saying otherwise that she would assert her Fifth Amendment rights. So she would not speak unless she's given immunity to speak to Congress. And the attorneys also asked to delay her appearance until after the Supreme Court decides whether they're going to weigh in on a request to have her conviction overturned. Remember, she's serving 20 years in prison for her role in abusing young girls. And just to go back slightly, because apparently it was Maxwell who approached Virginia Jeffrey, who I was just speaking about going to Epstein's home for an interview. So a lot of people are pointing to how very deeply involved Maxwell was in this really terrible, sprawling, and years-long abuse scheme that Jeffrey Epstein was running. So it's very serious involvement. There are these questions about whether she's going to get some kind of a deal, and she wants immunity. And the committee chairman says they're going to respond to her letter overall, but they will not consider granting immunity for her testimony.
Alice, there's been so many conspiracy theories around Epstein's death, which is regarded as a suicide, but the Justice Department says it has some evidence to back that up now.
Right. So there's this missing minute on the tape from the jail cell where Jeffrey Epstein was being held when he died by suicide. The Justice Department, the FBI, released a whole bunch of this video, but there was 1 minute that was missing. And the Attorney General had said that it was missing because the tape resets at a certain time every day and that there's always a missing minute. Of course, in a case that has been fueling so many conspiracy theories, the fact that there was a missing minute and that many people do not believe that Epstein died by suicide. They think that there was some kind of cover-up because they think that there was this incriminating client list and that there were powerful people who did not want him to speak. The fact that there was a missing minute has been a major point of contention, but the FBI and the Justice Department now say that they're investigating reports that, in fact, that minute does exist on tapes that law enforcement has, and that could relieve all of this concern, but really the genie is kind of out of the bottle at this point. They continue to say that does not change anything, that Epstein did die by suicide, and that there is no incriminating client list.
All right, Alice Barr, thanks so much for joining us. Thanks so much for your insight. Appreciate it.